It's madness.
All right.
We have empty glasses, Devin, but hey, welcome back to Down the Cabana Hole, episode 30. Wow, 30.
Yeah.
Need to do something special. We just got chips.
Some rum, some gin.
Well, okay. Now, normally we just do straight, but I'm thinking this is 30, just has a nice sound to it.
Yeah, you should have a margarita.
Margarita.
Yeah, you should have a margarita.
The margarita man. So
I'll have a little bit of rum and then I'll have some gin. Mix it up a little bit.
I might do some gin too at some point. I don't know that I like having my ice in this glass thing because something about it freezes it up like a block.
Yeah, because it's glass.
I think that's it.
You notice that like ice maker things are never glass.
See? I thought so. I thought this was a bad idea, but the fetching missus.
Oh. Well.
She makes me do all kinds of bad idea things.
Really?
But I love you, dear.
This is within the first 3 minutes.
Oh, shit.
You better clarify.
Just gonna. There we go. Oh, you want some ice? Sorry.
That's all right.
I wasn't very thoughtful there, Mr. D.
That's all right.
So, episode 30. What are we going to talk about, Mr. Devin?
Random shit nobody cares about.
Yes! Yes! RSNK. RSNK. Random shit? Nope. No. C. RSNCA.
Yeah. Random shit
Hold
nobody
on.
cares
We got to
about.
come up with a good acronym. RSNCA. What could that...
That's not going to work.
This is going to take a lot of alcohol to come up with a good acronym.
Probably not tonight then. So I'm pissed off about my FL Studio problems.
Man, FL Studio, is that the software thing?
It's the software that we use for mixing and recording vocals and mastering.
Ah. We being you and...
all the people I work with.
Oh.
The 2 people I work with at this point. But if you'd like to make some songs, I'd be happy to.
Yeah. That sounds good. We should do that sometime.
We should. We've tried many occasions.
Yeah, we're gonna do that again. We are.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult. Even with these 2 guys, it's difficult to find a Saturday or a Wednesday. Like, it's hard.
Yeah, man. When you
have real
when you're adulting.
Yeah, I hate adulting. Right now, I do not like adulting.
Yeah. No bueno.
Yeah. But what else? I spent a lot of time on my couch this weekend. I spent like 25 hours on my couch this weekend.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, Christina is in Hawaii with Nisa.
So you're just laying around with your bonbons and chips.
Well,
I got chips here for you, but I got some for me too. They're a good potato chip. It's
all fruit and fancy.
No, it's pretty cool. It's like a sweet and spicy.
Yeah, it's probably good for you too.
Well,
so it's just me and Bibby, right?
Oh.
And he's been bugging me. He wanted to watch some, mafia movies with me.
Mafia movies.
So we watched 5 mafia movies and season 1 of House of the Dragon.
Ooh.
I took Monday off. I took yesterday off.
Oh, nice.
And we went out for breakfast and watched House of the Dragon all day yesterday. But I feel very unaccomplished.
A little bit left over there. Officially. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, I feel very unaccomplished this weekend.
That's a good margarita. I like it.
So, what's in the news?
Okay, I did hear a funny thing last week.
Okay.
I tried to look it up, but it's been a while. But it was funny because it was, I believe, in Canada, which would explain a lot. Mm-hmm. And it was college students, which explains even more.
Yeah.
So they're doing this hunger strike, to divest of Israel, support of Israel and that kind of stuff. But here was the funny part. The hunger strike was in shifts. So...
In shifts?
Yeah, exactly. So basically having 3 meals a day, without eating in between the meals. There you go. That's a good hunger strike. I can do that one. Best I've done And it was while I was working back before Jason's. It was just me, working, doing bids, on the roofs and everything. 4 days. And on day 4, I got kind of dizzy up on the roof.
Well, yeah, this year even, after your sister left, you did 3 days, right?
3 days? Nothing. Nada.
And that kind of inspired me. And then I listened to somebody talk about what your body does when you fast like that, and how it breaks down the bad cells and flushes them out. And so Christina and I have scheduled a 3-day fast.
Wow.
I'm going to stay at home on a Friday because I don't trust myself going out, and I'm not going to eat for 3 days on the weekend, on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Water
okay,
only.
Word of advice. You're talking about flushing out. Day 4, when you eat, don't just jump right back in, because you know what? It comes out rapidly. Your body says, what the hell's this? And
good to know.
yeah.
So don't...
ease your way into it. Now, mind you, I've done 3 days, and the first thing I consumed was a margarita.
That's probably not the best.
Well, these are really good. They're like, it's Red Rock Deli, sweet chili and sour cream.
All right, let me try one.
It's good. I like it. But anyhow, with this tag team fasting, thought, you know, once again, I'm on my old man soapbox. Just younger generation, man. They got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whose fault is that? Their fault or their parents' fault?
well, obviously they all have a role. But see, that's kind of like saying, oh, well, you know, kids doing bad in school, you know, one person says it's the parents, another person says it's the school, another person says it's, you know, the phones. It's a little bit of everything. It's a mixed bag.
Okay.
But they're just, we live in good times. And so it just develops weakness.
I don't think the people in Israel think we're living in good times.
I'm talking about us, here in America. We got it easy. So, although things can always change. Because after all, anytime I get some idiot kid doing something idiot, I turn to the fetching missus and say, well, this is why we need World War III.
I don't know.
Thins the crop, gets rid of the weak ones.
That might be pushing it a bit far,
Yeah,
but
I don't really want World War III.
there's got to be a way to instill hard time values during good times, because that's ideally what you would
But you know what?
be, right?
You can't. It's just like telling your kid, don't do this. He does it anyway.
Well,
And the mistakes of life is what drills it into you. That's why it's going to take a full-on depression like what my dad went through, what Julie's dad went through. These guys went through hell. They had the Great Depression, then they had World War II.
yeah.
You know, they just didn't see any good days. That's why they all looked older. And that's why we're living longer, too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a conundrum.
And it just takes hard times. Hard times make you or break you. And there's not enough people being made or broke.
I think there's plenty of people being broken.
They think they're being broken.
Well, it doesn't
Until-
matter. Well, listen, it doesn't matter. What's the saying? The hardest thing you've ever been through is the hardest thing you've ever
Right,
been through.
right.
Regardless of if it's, you know, you stubbing your toe on a out of place
You know what you
piece
just
of
reminded me of?
what's that?
I was, at night, I like to, when I go to sleep, I like to watch a little bit of stand-up comedy, right? I wish I could find it right now to show it to you. The guy was hilarious. Because he was talking about this very thing. Kids these days, right? And he says, but you know what? You know, they are stressed out. They are going through stress. I could totally understand that. Because they have all these devices that stress them out. We didn't have that. And I love the one line of his where he goes, you know what? When I was a kid, I used to just take a shit. That was all I did. Now everybody's on their cell phone.
What else are you gonna do? No, but people would read magazines on the shitter.
Oh, that's very
That
good
was
point.
a thing. What's the difference?
Oh, Brian Van Hoos, New Orleans. It's probably okay to mention his name. Every morning, like religion, man, he grabbed his newspaper and going upstairs.
Yeah.
And he'd be on the crapper for ages.
Yep. Taking a crap, reading the paper.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Oh, man.
What's the difference?
That was a newspaper with print. This is like videos and social media stuff to get me going, oh, I don't do this good enough. I'm not looking right. I'm not like the Joneses. Yeah, it's worse. It's worse. And that's what he was saying. He said, yeah, they got it worse. They do.
Yeah.
They're still weak.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the whole, maybe not rich guy, but, guy who, like, makes fun of the fast food worker, but when you try to make him go work there, he fucking can't handle it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like...
That's like, what's that guy's name? Mike?
Mike
Rowe?
Mike Rowe, the Dirty Jobs guy?
The Dirty Jobs guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would get down and do it.
Yeah.
And make you realize, I guess I got a pretty good job.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping taking Bibby to Alaska. Either he's going to like it, and it's going to inspire him, or he's going to hate it, and then we're going to have a little discussion.
Yeah, well.
Even tonight, so on Saturday, he has to go to syllabus. Okay? It's like a national piano-related, testing standard.
Okay.
Right? And there's 10 levels. If you're level 10, you're like a professional. If you're level 7, you're probably, wanting to be a professional. Well, that's where he's at. But he doesn't give a shit. And so he just doesn't practice.
Yeah.
And, he wanted to quit sometime last year. He quit syllabus. And I said, listen, you're halfway through. Commit to me that you'll finish level 7. And then if you don't want to do that anymore, then I will recuse you of that. You obviously have no interest in being a professional musician.
Right.
So, recuse you of that, but you have to meet this commitment. Yeah.
What is recuse again?
I will allow you to step back and not do it. No.
Okay. So it's not refuse.
No, recuse.
Yeah, but I don't know that I've even heard that word before, recuse.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. Let me check.
I've heard reuse.
Recuse. Definition.
I've done that before. Where
Recuse. Challenge as unqualified to perform legal duties because of potential conflict of interest.
Let's see.
A motion to recuse the prosecutor.
Recuse yourself means I can't do this because I have a connection, and so I can't.
Yeah, I'm unqualified to perform these duties. So
he's not unqualified. He just doesn't want to do it.
Well, he's unqualified by effort.
So you're using the wrong word.
Am I?
Recuse is not it.
No.
I will absolve you of this commitment.
Because of potential conflict of interest or lack of impartiality. He's impartial to doing it.
No, lack of impartiality.
Okay.
I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
To disqualify oneself. To remove oneself. So,
You can't recuse him. He can recuse himself, but you can't.
No, I'm saying I'll let you recuse yourself from it, is what I'm saying. Not
I
me
still say it's the
recusing.
wrong word.
Well, whatever. Regardless. I told him he can quit. He can be a fucking quitter.
See? That's all you had to say.
But I was giving him a hard time about commitment, right? Listen, you committed to doing this, and you're not giving it 100% effort.
Right.
You're going to probably fail, or you're going to just barely pass. And if you want to be average, cool, dude. But your boss ain't going to be cool with that. Right? When you make a commitment, you got to commit, and you got to put maximum effort. And if you're not doing that, that's on you, dude.
Right.
Straighten up. He's like, why do you have to talk like this to a 16-year-old? I'm like, dude, 2 years you're out of the house.
Yeah, 16 years old.
You
better be thinking out of the house.
Yeah, even if you don't actually leave, like
He should. I'd leave you.
Well, I'm trying to keep him.
Aww.
I want to keep my kid.
He's a really good kid. I don't know why.
His dad certainly ain't that great.
No, he's a good guy. Yeah. He's not a kid. He's a guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good kid. He's still a kid. But, you know, when he made that commitment, he didn't have a girlfriend.
Oh, there is so much stuff that I did not do because Mr. Muscle had other plans.
Me too. Me too.
And
I want to smack it out of him. Like, not. Come on, man. You know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean. Is that like called a Freudian slip?
No.
Where you're like giving away secrets?
No.
Anyhow, I don't know what we're saying. But...
Switch to this guy.
All right, time for some gin. I'll be done with my margarita in a second. I'll make me some more.
So, yeah. So he didn't have a girlfriend then, so now he has a girlfriend. He wants to, like, he has syllabus at 1:45, and he's like, oh, well, like, I'm not going to get home until 3, and then I don't have much time with my girlfriend. And I'm like, dude, you committed. Like, do you know how many things I have to sacrifice because I committed to something?
How many? How many things did you have to sacrifice? I'm curious.
Thousands of things.
Really?
In my whole lifetime? For sure.
Really? I find that hard to believe.
Why?
Because, I mean, what did you really have to sacrifice to do what?
It doesn't matter.
You're not an astronaut. You're not...
Well, I
You're not like James Bond.
I sacrifice going out every night to be home with my kids.
That's a good point.
Right?
Okay.
I sacrifice doing whatever I want, whenever I want, to make sure that my kids are fed. Like...
You know what? That actually makes me feel pretty good right now. Because you're here.
I don't sacrifice Dana.
No, Dana just needs to be killed.
I'm gonna go for these guys. I was so good today. I didn't eat hardly anything except for my snacks. At work, I walked 15,000 steps.
Wow.
And I think 15,000. How many?
Man, Julie has been in the bad lately.
Oh, really? 15,211.
Nice. Oh, it's got little
Yeah.
whatever sparkles.
Stupid Apple.
Stupid.
Apple Watch.
Is it a rotten apple?
Yes.
Does it have a worm in it? Yeah, Julie, it's so weird how you can be doing something, and then all of a sudden you're back. And all you did was just make a weird twist. Mm-hmm. No weight, no lifting. She's finally starting to get a little bit better. She moved around a bit today. So I just, in a panic, I had to start cleaning up everything downstairs because she can make it down the stairs now.
Oh. Oh. I might need your fridge.
Okay.
Friday? No, Thursday?
I'm always happy to loan my fridge to you. In the name of good food, I will make the sacrifice. It's all about sacrifice.
Yeah, you're sacrificing your empty refrigerator.
Yeah. It's my party fridge.
Yeah.
When we have the big Cabana parties, you got to have that extra overflow fridge space for stuff, just in case.
I have to cook chicken. Friday. Martin and Shauna are coming for dinner, apparently.
Oh.
And then...
I haven't seen Shauna in a while.
Yeah. And then Saturday...
Does Martin work?
Yeah.
He's got a job?
Yeah.
He just looks like the kind of person that wouldn't have a job. He's just always really laid back, and
he has a pretty good job, actually.
Oh, cool. What does he do?
Some IT guy for a tech company.
Oh, cool.
Like
Cool.
Ariba.
Ariba, Jamaica.
I don't think.
Ooh, I
No.
wanna... No.
Ariba Networks, I think.
Okay. Ariba.
Yeah,
Networks.
but they're coming over for dinner, and then Saturday, I have to cook a Wagyu brisket.
A Wagyu brisket.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that even right?
Oh yeah.
To do that to Wagyu?
Oh yeah.
Man, I don't know. Cause isn't Wagyu supposed to be like almost raw?
No. Well, when the difference between like a regular like prime or select, American cow,
right,
and
Wagyu is about the tenderness.
It's the
and
marbling.
Right.
There's so much like intramuscular
That's
fat.
right. That's right.
You make a brisket, it is like.
Oh yeah,
So I've never made one.
Ooh.
But my dad, he started buying like beef, like Wagyu beef from Snake River Farms.
Yeah.
And he was showing me like briskets. And I was like, yeah, Dad, you should just buy one of those and I'll cook it up. And he's like, okay, hit the buy button.
Wow.
It was like $189 for one brisket.
Wow.
So my brother was going to come over Sunday, but he changed his plan, so I'm cooking it. So I might just have to like make a slice or two off and, make a plate or something.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I remember, I think the first time I had Wagyu was Carnival Cruise, and it wasn't in the regular stuff, it was the chef's table, where they take you in through the kitchen, and it's actually quite fascinating to see. They've got it down to such a science to be able to create food for a city.
Yeah.
That's really good. And so you do that, and then they fix all the things that they don't give the commoners up in the mess hall. And man, that was good. That was really, really good.
Yeah, the first Wagyu that I had, my dad bought, and it was a steak, but it was like a strip, and it was real thick, like 2 inches by 3 inches.
Right.
And it was long, and it was like $85. And he was just like, here you go. I didn't cook it for a long time, because I was like, damn, that's an expensive piece of meat.
Yeah.
And then one time Christina wanted steaks, and I don't know, there wasn't enough or something, so I'm like, well, let me pull this out. And so I cooked it.
Once again, you're doing all this double entendre. Christina wanted something, and he said, let me pull this out.
And so Bibby and I ate it. And
I got a slab of meat for you.
That's right. It was delicious.
Here's to delicious meat.
Yeah. So, and
you know what I
think,
miss?
What's that?
Every time I bump against this, my belt is no longer popping open.
Well,
I miss that. It was very aggravating.
That's what
but anyhow, sorry.
yeah, so I have to cook that. And he showed me this, like, beef ribs, too, Wagyu beef ribs, so I'll probably cook that up, too. So, yeah.
Cool.
I gotta work on my truck. Oh, man, that thing is a pile of... So I ordered this new cover.
Yep.
Right? And a rack. That were supposed to go together. Well, unfortunately, the cover won't fit inside the rack rails by 3 inches. So now I have to like exchange stuff, and it's this company in New York. I have to send back all this stuff, and I have to send back my cover and get a new cover. It's so frustrating. I have to have it all done before June 13th. And like,
oh, yeah.
And like test it, like everything tested out.
That reminds me, when this is over, we need to go over calendars and things. Partly because airport kind of necessities. So
for you or for me?
For me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you got something too, I'm your ride.
I shouldn't.
Okay.
Christina did, but you're gonna be gone.
Yeah. I would have been very happy to pick her up.
I know you would have.
I'm here for you, man. And I'm here for her. And I'm here for your kids.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You need to kick my son in the ass and tell him to meet his commitments with more than just a I'll pass.
Okay. See, that was my problem. In high school,
me too. And that's why I'm so frustrated.
I didn't do a squat bit of homework, but I would get A's on my tests.
Oh, I wouldn't even get that. I wouldn't even get that. In fact, my sophomore year, I got like, you know that Chris Rock bit? What are all these D's and F's on your? They're doing fine, Dad, doing fine. And when my senior year, I had to go to like this special program in order to graduate. And I graduated with half a credit more than I needed.
Oh, nice.
So
I had a friend in high school that before he went to Layton Community College to get his GED, 0.5 on his report card.
Nice.
So then he shifted to another means of graduating.
Yeah. Yeah. So I met my parents' expectation of graduating high school. That was the only expectation they had for me.
Yeah.
I barely. And that's why I'm so frustrated, because I don't want my children to behave that way.
Yeah. It's just...
There are people that I've met.
I'm so tired of people racing down that street.
Anyways, there are families where, 4 and 5 generations back, right? When it comes to effort and excellence, it's there. And it's expected. So at some point, somebody has to trigger that. Right? I hope it's going to be me, but so far, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what does it. I mean, my kids do that, and did that, but Chelsea was a bit more like me, except for the fact that she also got A's on everything. But she's so stinking smart that she was just really smart about it and doing it in the least amount of effort possible. And so she has this theory that, it's maybe you don't want a hard worker working for you, because someone who's a bit more lazy is going to find the shortcut to getting the job done.
Yes, I've heard that before, right? You don't want someone who just...
You just do what I'm told to do.
Yeah.
Someone finds a faster way to get it done so they can be lazy.
Who's a little bit lazier, but who will find a way to still accomplish the goals.
That is Chelsea.
To the highest standard while doing the least amount of work.
That is Chelsea.
Right? That's great. What are you talking about? That's efficiency. You want... we talk about at our job, how do we do 10% more with 20% less? All the time. It's about finding ways to do more with less, hey, I'm doing this, but do I really need to? Is this required anymore?
Right.
Let's not do that. Let's take a risk and let's not do that. Right? And if something happens, then we go back and fix it, right? But why are we putting, hundreds of man hours doing this task just because we've always done it? Is that the right thing to do when we have constrained resources?
And that's what's great about competition. Competition forces you to try to think of a better way to get it done, so that you can outdo your competitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Chelsea, she had a kid hauled off by the police the other day.
Ooh, for what?
He grabbed her.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I told her she should have just immediately fell to the ground. Ah! Ah!
And did a bad acting job?
Then, and then that way you can sue the school or something. Well, it's not a school, it's a prison. But well, it's not a prison, but it's also not a school.
What is it?
It's she teaches kids who've been incarcerated.
Really? Mm-hmm. Does she enjoy that?
She actually does, yeah. And they are lucky to have her, because she actually cares about them, and she'll. But she's also really good at saying, "Look, don't waste my time. If you really don't want to do anything, leave, because you're wasting my time."
Yeah, and you're already in prison, so who gives a shit?
Yeah. Where are you going to go? Oh, the cell.
Yeah.
But anyhow, she did something and he grabbed her, and she felt bad because she didn't want to, didn't want to have to do that. But also, you can't grab teacher, especially when you're someone who's been incarcerated.
Yeah. Probably
that's,
not the
That's
best
a no-no.
thing to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought she worked at a school, she used to work at a regular school, right?
Yeah.
What happened? She just...
No, she took this, when this job opened, she took it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wish I could look for a job and take a job. That'd be cool.
Well, there's a reason why it was available. Because most teachers don't want these kids, but she does, and
Good for her.
What they don't realize is that she does.
Does it pay good?
She's a teacher.
So no, it doesn't pay good.
Wait a minute. If you're just talking the dosh that you get in your paycheck is one, a decent pay. And then when you add all the benefits.
PERS is not the same as it used to be.
No, I'm talking about the whole package deal, the benefits, and you got summers. Hell yeah. Teachers got it good. They do. I don't give a shit.
They don't.
They do.
They don't have it as good as teachers in the 70s.
Possibly.
There's no possibility about it.
I don't know. I'd have to do my research.
Well, if you just think about the type of house that two teachers on teacher salaries could afford in the 70s versus today.
Oh, dude, two teachers today, they are swimming in money.
No, I don't.
They are swimming in it. You ask Chelsea, she's quite happy with what she's paid.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because Chelsea, she's smart. She's got a level head. She knows what it means to work for a living, like what I do. She saw her dad going through pain all the time. Not anymore, I'll admit. No, I actually had roofing tar on my hands today. I worked. I did.
Listen.
I lifted something.
You can call 5 minutes work if you want, but you lifted something at Starbucks in Jerusalem?
Sorry. Actually,
is that even open?
They don't have a Starbucks in Israel. There's no Starbucks in Israel.
Where did you get that from?
Israel.
But they don't have a Starbucks.
No, it's just kind of a joke. So they just made a T-shirt that says, "There you go, Starbucks." Yeah.
Interesting.
I used to, whenever we travel. Okay, two things. I used to, obviously, I still always bring back a bottle of booze from the country. But I used to also go to a Starbucks.
Yeah.
And take a picture of me at a Starbucks in whatever, Kathmandu. Oh wait, that's not well, it might as well be another country. So anyhow, this was just kind of a thing that Chelsea did for me when she was there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And so one time when I was in Tokyo, I was at a Starbucks, and I had a friend who worked at the Starbucks here, and so I got some little Starbucks cards for credit, and I just did like a few cents, whatever. It was just a very small amount, and then brought it back as a gift, but it's in yen,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Cool.
I just thought that was yeah. Here's to yen.
Yen. I have some yen still from my trips to Japan.
I have in my cupboard. I've got different monies from different places in case I ever go back there. And then we got some in here.
Oh, you put some money in
Julie
here?
put a little bit of money in here from somewhere.
I think I did see that once.
I don't know where it is. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, the Cabana is looking a little less.
We are de-winterizing. The walls are gone,
Yeah.
and
The light is down. The heater is down.
It's really feeling better. This weekend, I'll get the whole back pressure washed so that all the brick is done. And then it's just, the minor little sprucing up. And then, I've already made my list of all my bar supplies I need to get. Replenish the bar.
Nice.
Even though I've got 1,000 bottles of booze inside the house.
Yeah, this place is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot.
So one big party and four small gatherings this year?
Yeah, there'll be a few gatherings. A semi-large gathering.
We only have a few months to figure out how we're gonna have down the Cabana hole.
Yes.
Via some
Alaska. We're going to have to do it Skype or Zoom, I mean.
Zoom. Do you have a Zoom account?
Yeah.
Like a paid one?
I don't think so.
Because can you make a meeting without?
Yeah, I did that back when COVID first happened.
Yeah, but I think they
did
changed the rules.
I did one with Michael over in Madrid.
I think they changed
And
the rules.
dude, did they have the lockdowns in Spain. Holy cow. He said, because he and Mila had their place in Madrid, and then they have a place over on the coast. I don't remember what town. And so they were thinking about going over there and staying at that place on the coast, in Mediterranean and everything.
Yeah.
And he said he was really glad they didn't, because there was such a lockdown that they wouldn't let you out to walk on the beach. Yeah, it's Europe. They're weak in Europe, you know.
You would think those guys would be plenty hard from all the wars.
And did
fought
you
on
see
their
the
own
latest?
country.
Did you see the latest thing? Rand Paul. He's been doing this investigation stuff. There were 15 government agencies. 2018 knew what was going on in the Wuhan lab.
Oh, of course.
And they all lied about it, and that includes CDC and that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
15 different government agencies, and then on top of that, he's got emails and conversations with people like Fauci, where out in front he's saying, "Oh, you need a mask." In these other conversations, in these other emails, he's going, "Yeah, the mask doesn't do anything." It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is, you can't trust. Oh, and here's another funny thing.
Ooh.
My alarm already went off. So I was just kind of perusing, scrolling on the toilet, and see, it all comes full
Yeah, it
circle.
all comes full circle here in the Cabana.
Hang on.
Did you save it?
No, hang on. That was I placed an order on Amazon. Where? Come on, man. Get back on here. Let me find it. It's a movie, and it just cracked me up. I saw the title, and then I read about the movie. Movie review in Alex Garland's potent Civil War.
Oh, the new.
movie's
I saw the
Civil War
trailer for it.
Journalists are America's last hope. I laughed when I read that, because journalists have been a bunch of lying turds. They're just crap.
I think they've always been lying turds.
I agree.
These old people, these old dudes who say, Walter Cronkite and all those fuckers were corrupt too. There's
Everybody
no
is.
way they weren't.
Yeah.
It's just now everybody knows about it.
Everybody knows about it. Exactly.
Thank you, Internet.
And thank you, Donald Trump. Because he's the one that broke everybody, that made it all out in the open. Yeah. It was, years before said that. But when Trump was first elected, everybody's brains melted down.
Yeah,
and
I
you
mean,
saw people for who they really were.
It definitely shone a light on like
when
hypocrisy at the highest level.
Hell yeah.
The problem is it was always there.
No.
Right? So it's not like Donald Trump made it happen.
No.
Right? Like,
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, because he was elected, it showed everybody's cards.
like, people who were Democrats when Nixon got elected didn't fucking whine and cry and say they wanted to leave the country.
Right.
And everybody hated Nixon.
And when Kennedy first beat Nixon, Nixon knew about the fraudulent votes in Illinois, and he told Kennedy that, but he did not want to see the nation go through this turmoil. So he said, okay, but we know that they were cheating there.
Yeah.
Hugh Hewitt wrote a book years ago.
What we watched, we watched Godfather 3. That was one of the movies me and Bibi watched, because we had watched 1 and 2. Even in Godfather 3, you know what they showed? When they were talking about Kennedy, they showed dudes in the graveyard writing down people's names on headstones and going into the voting polls in Chicago and writing out and voting.
That's funny.
It was even in Godfather 3.
Dude, there have been several cities now where they have more registered voters than voters eligible to vote.
How is that possible?
Because we've got extra names. Dead people
Yeah.
and people who've moved away. But they have more registered voters than people eligible to vote.
Mm.
A number of cities are that way.
Mm. How do you fix that though?
Go into the poll booth, place your vote there, get your finger marked.
Yeah.
We didn't do that before, but geez, we about have to.
I mean,
Show your ID.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's right. Black people they can't get ID.
That's bullshit. That's the.
They don't know how.
That's the.
And that's what cracks me up. You know, obviously I'm more conservative. I'm not a racist. Yet,
You know,
the people who are the most racist are the ones on the left who actually think that.
if I was a black person,
I'd
and
be pissed.
yeah, and a swath of people said that I wasn't able to acquire
Photo ID.
photo ID, like that's pretty insulting.
Yeah.
But those are the same guys on Twitter yelling BLM, right? I mean, I don't know how to fix it.
You don't. You just have a drink. You bitch a while.
Yeah.
Then you hug.
Yeah. The problem is I can't bitch. That's the problem. Is I can't really bitch.
Why?
Because I don't vote. We've talked about this.
No, but it's always good to complain.
Yeah, but I can complain about comments like that.
Right.
But I can't really complain about what the government's doing because I don't participate.
Right.
And I don't feel that it's...
I agree. You're actually, you need to vote.
Well, listen, I'm getting so close to voting. So close. Keep it up. Keep
It's
it
not-
up. And I'm going to vote. Like it matters.
Right.
You
Well,
know-
there's that too.
In this state, it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
And so I'm actually more tempted to start voting on local issues.
I thought you were going to say, I'm actually more tempted to vote in other states.
Well, shit, they're letting people, right? Might as well go to a swing state and vote.
Swing low.
Yeah, maybe we should end it on that.
No, that's
Okay.
depressing.
That is depressing. Something happy. What's happy? My wife comes home tonight.
Yeah, you gotta go pick her up at the airport. You better be dry.
Uh-oh.
Thankfully, there's Uber.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh! Yes! We have the best Uber driver.
Yes!
When we went
yes,
to that
let's
party.
end on that. That Uber driver was awesome.
Dude, I wish I knew his name.
I don't know his name, but you were awesome, and you had the little air freshener
That was so cool.
that said...
It had a little picture of Jeffrey Epstein, and it said, this air freshener did
didn't
not hang
hang
itself. And on that, we will wish you a very good night.
Cheers.
Cheers.